Good evening, all. Hopefully, you can hear me all right. I'm just going to turn the gain down slightly because it's telling me I'm very loud. So, if I am very loud, let me know because you don't want to hear everything that's going on in my mouth. That would be bad. Good evening, all. Hope you're well. Good evening to Jadomo, Socially, Matthew, Ray Louderbeck, Stack, to Monster AV, to Blamsmith, to Jammy Bugger, and Drop Dogger. Hello, good evening, and well, good to see you all. Yeah, lots to talk about and lots going on, not least because Smuggins here is on a brand new fibre connection. So I'm really, really hoping that I'm always very loud. Yeah, thanks, Matthew. That I'm really, really hoping that we can do some magic with the stream today and hopefully stream you some gameplay. I think I figured out, I did a test earlier, it didn't work particularly well, and I think I figured out what it was. I basically unintentionally throttled or how much OBS was putting up because it couldn't keep up before. So now I'm on over 10 times the speed for like half the price because that's how weird telecoms stuff works in the UK. Yeah, so I was getting like 8.8 megabytes per second. I crap you not, because it's a whole like I live on the edge of a new development, and when they did phase one, they didn't. Part of the contract was they left out basically upgrading the old copper lines, so we were stuck on that. And then there was this whole like planning dispute thing, so they didn't replace it for years, and they've only just managed it now. So yeah, I'm now on over 12 times faster than what I was before. So very excited. Downloading things for the sake of downloading them, which is fun. But yes, that's all good. Shame the fibre doesn't help you put your headphones on correctly. No, it doesn't. You are entirely correct. However, this is how I wear them. So if I'm not gaming, I've got one ear off so I can hear other things going on. Because I'm the only one in the house. So if anyone knocks or something happens, I just don't know because I'm like, what? So there. So tough. Yeah. So unfortunately, Virgin around here is very, very poor. There's like a Facebook group the local council run, and it is forever, at least once a week, people whinging that they've lost connection through Virgin and they can't connect to the internet. So I've gone with a company I haven't really heard before, but the good news is they are apparently very good. All the reviews and all that sort of stuff, and they were great installing it. They had a bit of a problem on the day. They were like, it looks like the company that installed the lines didn't blow enough fibre through, but we've got our senior engineer and hopefully he'll be here today. And I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be like weeks of me getting on the phone, whinging at people to get stuff done. 40 minutes later, there was a knock at the door, and he fixed it within an hour. And here I am on high-speed internet, which is incredibly cheap compared to everything else that I was on. So yeah, really excited. And just, like I say, downloading stuff for the sake of it, because I can. So yeah, sorry to hear about Jadomo's laptop. Or Jadomo's PC, sorry. He's now on a laptop, an old Windows 7 thing, which is 12 years old. How you've still got that running, I don't think I've had a laptop last that long, ever. Not even my work one survives, and I don't do anything naughty on my work one, I just do work. But yeah, oh dear. Not sure I have that much alcohol in the house, says Joe Bugger. Speaking of which, it's been a little while since I've shown off what I was drinking, but it is, well, I would say it's poor. It's not. I'm basically being cheap and drinking that out of that glass. But cheers. Hope you are all having, or you've all had a good weekend. And yeah, we shall see. So yeah, we'll figure out how it goes. But first, though, we've got a couple of other things to talk about because there's been a little bit of stuff happening this week. We've got a new ship and a couple of other things that are playing off. We've got the whole new Fight for Pyro event. So let's chat about that. So that I'm kind of putting it off because I've had such a bad experience in the past streaming Star Citizen that what I don't want to have happen is me being massively like disappointed today. So I'm hoping that it'll work well. But yes. Oh, Jack Mason, good evening, bud. Working this weekend, it sucks. Well, I'm sorry to help. I'm sorry to hear that, mate, but hopefully this helps a little bit. And good evening to Edison as well. Thanks for coming in, bud. Okay, so let's have a look at what is going on. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to zoom in because that's incredibly small, and if you're reading that on anything other than a massive screen, I would imagine you're going to have a bit of a problem. Basically, they've released a bit of a post about all of the updates and whatnot that has happened. So if you haven't seen this yet, I think this came out like a day ago, 2 days ago. Let's have a look. January 31st. So what was that? Friday. So this has come out on Friday. And what it says here is that the big headline, and I know a lot of the salt farming channels has made a big issue about this already. The Red Festival Free Fly has been canned. So that's that. Um, so yeah, no need to be shouting in chat. No, just talk like normal people. No need to be like rah with caps. Like shush. Shady Face, good evening. Oh, good to see you. Yeah, I agree, Shady. Cancelling the free flight is a good thing. So this reinforces what we said in December. Star Citizen needs to work, and it needs to work well. Right now, our focus is on continued hotfixes and subsequent patches to bring the experience to a much better place. Um, yeah, 100%. So they've highlighted basically a couple of big issues that they've had. Elevators is one. They said that they've got things that can either stop working when you're in a location or whatever. We've all seen the elevator bugs. It's nothing new. Um, the dreaded 60,030 error. Um, not being the stowing issue they're working on the most severe. That kind of indicates to me that there are a couple of other bugs around that. Other ones that are also causing it that aren't as kind of common and maybe resolve quicker because it says they're not as severe or rather than most common. So that seems to be a distinction they've made. So they said players are still getting stuck into specific shards, which exacerbates other issues, especially since logging out and back in is a common workaround for various bugs. Okay, so they're looking into that. Since the implementation of Instance Hangers, there have been a variety of problems with the reliability and playability of this system, from hanger lists that clip to not storing ships properly, doors not opening and closing correctly, losing your personal hanger completely, and overlapping with other players, both physically and audibly. Again, something they're working on. Load times, initial load on the system. I think we've all kind of experienced that, much longer loading times and all that sort of stuff. AI not spawning, well, what's new? Mission sharing and reputation inconsistencies. That's good to see that they're fixing that. And so on and so on. There's bugs with quantum travel where you go to start and it just knocks you out of quantum like instantly. And you're like, did I get interdicted or what? But there's nothing on the radar. So there's that. Long-term persistence and keeping what you earn. This system has become unreliable, has it ever? With frequent reports of lost items, ships, and money. Whilst each case is investigated individually, underlying loopholes and complexities impact overall reliability. Since this pertains to progression and respecting player time, it's a critical issue and top priority. Fair enough. They've also talked about here minables, people and AI becoming invulnerable, freight elevators not working at outposts, collision issues, like us falling through the floor on a regular basis, power allocation suddenly putting systems to zero, and so on and so on. And then they've got a plea at the bottom, as always, which is if you encounter it, get to the issue council and report it so they can hopefully give this a go. What's really interesting is Thursday coming up, Star Citizen Live, which I thought was Inside Star Citizen, so maybe that's misprint question mark. But yeah, it says Thursday. I don't think that's what they mean, is it? It is Thursday the 6th. Okay, fine, whatever. Benoit Beausejour will be joining for 2 hours to talk about all the issues and stuff. So that looks like all of the feedback, all of the I don't want to say negativity, but all of the highlighting issues and all that has been happening over the last month, certainly, has finally paid off and people are doing something about it. So that's good news, right? Um, so yeah, honestly, it seems like they launched 4.0 way before it's ready. Yeah, I mean that's kind of an obvious statement, right? Because had they, that's why they put it in a preview channel. Otherwise, they wouldn't have kept 324 for as long as they did. So they were kind of in. We've talked about this before, but they had two choices. They either don't release it and take the flak for not releasing it and delaying it again, or they release it and take the flak for it not quite being ready. They did the best of both, which is, hey, you can play with the new thing, but it's broken, so you don't lose the old thing until we're ready to lose it. So I think that was kind of that. So yeah, special episode of Star Citizen Live. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Talking through all the stability stuff, I suppose, in an attempt to maybe allay some of the community's fears, and I think that's a good decision by them. Yeah, so that's that. Cool. Okay, so on to the next then. Let's talk a little bit about this.
Pyro and its people are not a lost cause. It's our home, and the good, honest citizens in this turbulent system need your help, not your condemnation. Join the Citizens for Prosperity to finally put an end to this
violence. It's such an unfortunate path to justice, but necessary. The frontier fighters know firsthand the lawlessness, the inhumanity that threatens our system, and the only answer is to suit up, load up, and join us, shoulder to shoulder, to stamp them out.
Every last wannabe fool that gets in our way. We run Pyro, and we like it the way it is. So, you're either with the headhunters, showing these faces that they can go for themselves and they're fools, or you can right off.
So yeah, so there's that. And I'm hoping I can just kill the audio on the previous one just in a second. But there you go. That's the big thing. It's the big new event, Citizens for Pyro, the Headhunters or the Frontier Fighters. And it might just be fun, just for a moment, to see what everyone is planning on going. Oh. Sorry, bear with me. I can't type and talk at the same time. But let's have a look. What are you going? There's your poll. Where are you going? I'm just going to change across because I need to shut something down. Go. Lovely. Sorry about that. I just had another video start in the background. So it's very loud. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, it basically seems from this like your headhunters are the people who want to give Pyro as it is. They want it to be mainly lawless. They want it to be kind of law of the jungle, the strong take from the weak perish, that sort of stuff. That's the intent. I'll come to those in just a second. We'll do the Citizens for Prosperity first. So you have the people that said there are legitimate citizens for prosperity there are legitimate citizens in Pyro trying to make a go of it. They shouldn't be punished for the gangs. The gangs should be driven out, but not everyone should be tarred with the same brush. There are law-abiding citizens, and that they seem, I'm not going to lie, a little bit of the underdog faction in this. And then there are the frontier fighters, who basically are genocidal maniacs who have decided that there's no point it's too dangerous to separate the good from the bad in Pyro. That you need to go in and kill everybody and start again. Which sounds, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit creepy. Not just a little bit creepy, but those are the three sides. And as we found out, that from before, we know that there are rewards to go with each. There's obviously very specific. There's guys in here that look like they're wearing very specific suits of armor, like this stuff. That may be a hint of a reward. I know there were some leaks around kind of skins and that for ships. So yeah, it looks like there's going to be a reward, and depending on who they choose. I think the one thing that's missing from this, it'd be really interesting to know whether or not CIG intend to have have this actually affect the way that Pyro goes, or whether this just is a dynamic event with no kind of lasting effect. So, does this affect like the lore around the system? Does this become part of the game lore, whatever happens, or is that something that's going to happen later? I would imagine it will be the latter, given the kind of issues they're having at the moment. It would be really weird to have something that affects it when the game's so broken. But yes, so there's some sort of, you get this thing here, the Ripper SMG. That's this thing, I guess. Oh, hang on. I'm just going to switch over to the stream. Doesn't one of the factions eat people? I see the rumors have started already, Blam. I'm not entirely sure that's the case. Yeah. So, Frontier Fighters all the way. Peace is boring. Love a good crusade, says Jammy. Ravenfort, good evening. Shadow Girl, good evening. Good to see you both. Whoa, lots of genocidal zealots here. Yep, 100%. Headhunters were my fellas went, and I popped in after them, so I had to go Headhunters, but I'm cool with that, says Dropped. Yeah. Stack says, interesting. There is more lore behind CFP, and they're part of a multi-system faction. Not sure if this will remain. Hearthstone racist pirates are the good guys. Yeah, that's not. Those words don't belong in the same sentence there, Edison, I'm afraid. But yeah. Wonder if the factions will team up and fight Xenothreat in the next part. Possibly. Although, I mean, Xenothreat, I would suggest that Frontier Fighters are probably more of a threat than Xenothreat. Xenothreat are saying alien races. Like, Frontier Fighters are basically like, if it breathes in Pyro, it dies. And, that strikes me as a little bit scary. So, yeah. Blamsmith, that's a different gang. Headhunters are slavers, though. So yeah, headhunters, yeah, slavers. So it also says here, as long as you've done Save Stanton and Fight for Pyro Chapter 2, in other words, Save Stanton is this, and Fight for Pyro now is, or Save Stanton was the bit we did before. Fight for Pyro this, you also get the skins for the Pisces, the Carrack, the Cutter, and the Zeus. So yeah. And then, of course, the mission-ready ships. I forget what the... interestingly, the Ballista is a war bond upgrade for that one. So yeah. Gotta sell them ships, I guess. So, an interesting event. I've not been in and started it yet. Maybe that's something we can try today if we can get the stream to work and the games to play and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. Socially says, I do like how chill the Citizens for Pyro missions even are. Interesting. Jadoma says, ship sale, that makes a change. Doesn't it just? Yeah, exciting. We haven't seen one of those in a while. So yeah, only 2 votes for Headhunters. So where are we on the poll, I wonder? Let's have a look. So we're currently 10% for Headhunters, 30 for CFP, 40 for Frontier Fighters, 20% undecided. Well, that worries me somewhat, I'm not going to lie. How many of you are happy to wipe out an entire group of people in the name of loot? I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Daddy Badges says stop it. Alright? Shady Face says, Xenothreat is going to sit back, all these other groups fight it out, and then when they're at their weakest, they'll wipe them all out. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Del. Good to see you. Yeah. Loot is always worth it, says Edison. I need a restraining order from 40% of you, says Socially. Yep, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Not loot, says Jag. What's it about then? Is that just a case of a couple of us got griefed in Pyro, or killed in Pyro, not even griefed, and now they all need to die? Is that basically where we're going from? Hey, that armor looks good. Don't you judge me? I mean, still, this is the face of judgment. All right, I am judging. I'm judging a lot. And no, you can't ever come to my house. So yeah. So interesting that they've gone with that. So yeah, not a bad little event, I guess. I suppose we'll see how it plays out and all that sort of stuff. Of course, a lot of this armor and that's already in was finding rhyme stuff a long time ago, as well as the Artemex stuff. Frontier fighters are simply not wrong. I don't know. I mean, guilt by proximity is not the way. I don't think that's something we should be pushing for. Yeah, just because you're in the same place as people who are guilty does not make you guilty by proximity. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna win me over on that. Absolutely not. So yeah. I want to take their space cows. It's not personal. You can take their space cows without killing anyone, though, Jammy. That's what I'm getting at, right? People don't have to die for you to have your steak and eggs, right? This is just not. Nope. Okay. Anyway, so the Fortune came out this week. I will eat my hat. I've said a number of times that I just found that the Misk Fortune was just an unfortunate name. Turns out it's kind of funny because it's a salvage ship. So it takes advantage of others' misfortune. So yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But another salvage ship. It's a competitor, which is interesting. I know. I've had a couple of people talking about they want to start to see some competitors not in the fighter space because the fighter space is full. In fact, some would say there's too much. Others will say there's not enough. Some of those people would include CIG, given the fact that we've got what seems to be the Super Hornet and the Heartseeker coming soon. So, But yes, that's where we are. So, yeah, the big selling point on this doesn't seem to be massively different. The big selling point is the external storage for salvage, meaning that theoretically, if there's a group of you, you'll be able to kind of remove that salvage quicker than you potentially would do from a vulture. You could certainly do it if you're working as a group with other ships. They could take stuff off your cargo grid without it ever, without you ever having to leave and go and do stuff. Whereas in the vulture, of course, you've got to go down back and you've got to get stuff and press buttons and move it around onto the cargo grid manually. So yeah. Wooter, good evening. Good to see you. If all the Frontier Vice missions are against Xeno threat, how are they the bad guys? Yeah, but if you're trying to kill everyone, you could use that. Like, of course, you're going to kill some bad guys in that as well. Misk fanboy I have, but what big disappointment with cargo space. Yeah, I mean it's competitive with the other one, I guess, because I would imagine the hopper will hold some as well. But it still holds. Is it the same amount? I can't remember. I think it's the same amount, right, as the vulture, pretty much. So yeah. Yeah, nothing massively different in here. What I do like with this one is you seem to be able to go all the way to the back of the ship. Whereas the Prospector, you kind of stop at the engine section, where this one you can actually walk through. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, very obviously based on the Prospector chassis, kind of cool looking, especially if you don't like the Drake aesthetic, which a lot of people don't. So yeah, very cool. Great visibility out the cockpit again, which is always nice, especially when you're maneuvering in close with salvage and you're trying to guess your depth perception. If there's struts and other stuff in the way, it can really kind of hamper that. So yeah, that's kind of Gucci. And then, some not bad paints, actually. In fact, there's two that I like the least, and it's this one and the Windfall paint. I'm not a massive fan of those. But the Luminance and the Reserve, I think, are both quite cool. And the Sunspot is not bad either. So, yeah, not a bad kind of... not a bad amount. So, yeah, 12 SCU, 4 SCU internal, so not quite the same as the Vulture, because I think the Vulture can hold what's on the grid again in its internal hopper. But the trade-off for that will be the need to land, get down, open the back, all that sort of stuff. Whereas, this is going to be quicker to load and unload. So I think it's going to be swings and roundabouts, really, with the two of them. I do wonder when they'll actually focus on other professions. When they're in the game, I should imagine there, Matthew, will be when we see them. I like a bigger RSI salvager to round out the fleet, says Jammy Bugger. Yeah, you might be waiting a while on that, especially given, the things like the Arastra and stuff as well. I don't know whether that will go over to be given to RSI as a manufacturer for the salvage. Might be an Argo thing, potentially. Don't know. So yeah, Fortune is a snub ship for the Odyssey. It's not quite a snub ship, but I see your point. So yeah, I'd hoped it would hold 12 SCU each side. It's just not worth the same price as the Vulture. I don't know, it's quite that bad, was it? Because that would be much more than the Vulture, right? And I don't know what's the price point of it at the minute. Okay, so it is actually cheaper than the Vulture, so it needs to be not as good on that front. So yeah, I understand that. Vulture has 2 scraper beams instead of 1. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, it's true, but then again, that's reflected in the price. So yeah. I pray the Prospector gets updated to also have an elevator in the back. Yeah, that would be good. To make them a little bit more kind of useful, because like I said, it's kind of dead space, right? You've got that back module and you don't know what's in it, and it doesn't seem to be like all the component storage and stuff. So yeah, I was disappointed to see it can do structural salvage. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense, Blam, does it? I think that's an indication that they've really lent into the magic beam citizen stuff. That now we've just got to put up with the fact that the whole idea of claws and crunching are well and truly gone, which is a shame. That is a shame. So yeah, it seems like this is the salvage starter and the Vulture is the starter plus. Yeah, very possibly. It'd be interesting to see whether or not this is able also to craft from its internal buffers. So, like in the same way that the Vulture can create multi-tools and attachments and stuff. It'll be interesting to see whether or not this can do the same thing. So yeah, I thought the Vulture at the minute is 175 now. So it's slightly more expensive by about like $8. So yes, it can, says Stack. That's very cool. Good. So I mean, it would make sense to make an RSI salvage ship using the Arasta chassis. Yeah, I know in terms of law, I get the justifications. I just think in terms of them having a decent spread of ships, I think the chances of it being an RSI one are fairly slim. I'd be happy to eat my words. I like the RSI aesthetic, obviously, with some of their ships, but yeah, I think that's unlikely. Or it'll be one of the things much further down the line when they're looking for like variants and stuff, and that they've fleshed out ships in most, if not all, of the key like small, medium, large, capital, as much as you can do capitals for some of the professions. So yeah, we'll see. I do hate they didn't update the Vulture since the beams between the arms and Mulcher does nothing now. Yeah, so that's basically the crunching. That's the when you break it apart for all the structural materials. I hope they'll make the Misk Odyssey next year, seeing as they stated they will focus on Misk. Yeah, it'll be good to see the Odyssey. I'm not as hard on the Odyssey as a lot of people are, I think. I quite like it as a ship. But of course, it's one thing to say that you like things from concept. Something else once you've got the ship in your hands and you can kind of experience it a little bit. So we'll see how that plays out. It can craft like the Vulture. Yes, good. The whole D&E would be cool, but Odyssey is mining and refining to it. Yeah, I mean that's it. It's gonna be it's going to be a big year, I think, for MISC. Of course, we've got the B as well that needs sorting, so there's a lot of stuff that they need to do. I think the challenges with the D&E at the moment is that amount of cargo in the game. That's a huge amount of stuff to move, a lot of entities for it to track. So yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. Yeah, there's loads of things, and I think they've kind of, I can't remember where I heard it, but it was from CIG, and they basically said that yes, it could be, there are lots of ships where it would make sense from a real world perspective to have them, what's the word I'm looking for? To have lots of variants of lots of different ships. But they've basically said from a gameplay perspective, it just makes things boring if you've just got kind of holes, and then it's like, hey, this is the missile Hornet, and this is the EMP Hornet, and this is the big guns Hornet, and this is the turret Hornet, and there are enough Hornets as it is, but that's why I pick on that one. It just, otherwise it just becomes one or two outlines, whereas actually there's a lot to be said from a gameplay perspective about seeing the silhouette of a ship and going, that's that. Even if it's the outline of it on the scanner, and just being able to identify straight away, I know what that is. Because plenty of times when I've targeted something, it doesn't tell me what it is. The description just says unknown, but it's got the image of it. So I'm like, oh, I know what that is. So yeah. Tech, don't start down that. Don't start down that route, dude. I did not confirm that. You're a monster, but yeah, cheers. I'm in the whole sea right now doing a 700,000 UEC contract. Crazy. Nice stack. Fingers crossed for you, bud. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. I think, but I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing, Blamsmith, that the SRV, that backward seat could do a whole bunch of different things. I don't disagree at all. But yes, I think from a gameplay perspective, that's more why they're not going down that route. Although, of course, I don't work for them, so I don't know for sure. Yeah, so that's that. Misc Fortune. And then I just wanted to point this out. This is the last bit that I've got on here, and then we'll maybe try a little bit of gameplay and just see where we land. Is just in case you haven't found it, you want to search for the Red Festival envelope display in the store, okay, because it's free. So if you haven't already found it and got it, ta-da. But yeah, it's like a bit of hanger flare. I guess you can display stuff on it if you want, if that's even working at the moment. Okay, but we shall see. Okay. He melted his whole sea because he had problems with it in game. Yeah, that's the sort of person that worries me about this game, that they buy something like the whole sea and then setbacks in one patch or a couple of patches can be so bad that they then go, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, like don't it's like docking has always been a little bit dodgy, so it's not like they get to suddenly go, oh, it doesn't work now. It's like, well, it was kind of always not working, so that. But yeah, hokey cokey. So make sure you found that if you haven't already got it, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to switch across and we are going to try some Star Citizen. So I'm currently in Crusader, so we'll try and do a mission in Crusader just to see how the missions work in somewhere where it's established. If that works, we will go and grab a big ship or a bigger ship, and we will head into Pyro. We'll do all that sort of stuff, and we'll see if we can start down, maybe see what the options are, because I'm still not sure where I'm going to go with Citizens for Pyro yet. But bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to start booting the game up. Oh. And then we will take a look at what it is that we can do next. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this helps. I mean, I'm not expecting the performance to be great. At the end of the day, there's no streaming rig here, so my PC is doing everything. It's doing this, it's sending it to OBS, OBS is then uplifting it. So I'm still expecting their times to be, at least on stream, there to be some jank with the frame rate, and maybe I need to knock it on the head and we go from there. However, .com, maybe, just maybe, we can get this to work a little bit, and then, you know, maybe I'll consider doing some sort of Twitch-esque stream as well. But I'm just going to change over for a second, and then if you give me a moment, I just nip away for 2 minutes, and then we will give Star Citizen a go. So let's give this a try. Hey, Serial Crusher, welcome in. Good to see you. Right, let's give this a go. See where we land. I'm not sure, Serial, if anyone can confirm or deny with the Cully's engines. Do they still disappear or not? So at the moment, I hadn't actually intended to try any. Me on cam, but I suppose we could give it a go. Hi. And see what happens. But yeah. Let's give it a go. Let's see where we land. The worst that happens is I need to disconnect my I need to kind of turn the camera off again, but we'll give it a go. Let's see. I did play earlier on today, so I could be in that unstowed, fun, you know, all that sort of good stuff. Which, let's face it, wouldn't be the first time. Okay, first off, how are the game levels in terms of the volume? Am I audible enough over it? Is it too loud? Like, let me know where we are with that. But I'm just watching on my version of the stream. It seems to be okay. So let me know how it's going, and then we'll jump in a ship and we'll do some stuff and get rid of that chat. Both levels seem good. Great, Tech. Thank you very much for that. Well, it seems to be behaving itself. I've said it now. It's going to hear me. It's going to be like, no, bug. But that's the loadout for now. FS9, Kana, and only the FS9 really, because I picked some stuff up earlier. So I did one mission to try and see if it worked for that stream, and picked up a couple of bits and pieces here and there. So I guess we'll put the Scorch compensator on. We'll put the reflex for the moment. I'm not quite at the stage where I want to put a thingy on for bunkers. I think that might be a little bit excessive. Gimli Badger, yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks, Uriak. That's rude. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely Star Citizen because there's trolleys everywhere.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Someone saying hello. Lovely.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
It's because I said it's working, isn't it? This is why this happened. It's because it said it's working. But yeah. Because at the moment I don't think the fight for pyro missions show up when we're here, right? It's only next. Oh, it's only when you're a pyro. So, I suppose we could try going to pyro, maybe. Oh, are we now in Stutterland? I'm just watching the stream, and it seems to be struggling a bit. Let's try that. Maybe that will work and help improve it. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not too bad for you guys. I've removed the mirroring display that OBS does, so hopefully that's improved it slightly. But yeah. Seems fine? Good. Okay. It just seemed to be stuttering on my end. I didn't know whether that was my connection here or whether that was something else. But yeah. Good. Okay. Let's give this a go. We'll find something fun to do here, or, you know, if there's nothing to do here, we'll head straight to Pyro and do something there. But hopefully that works. So yeah, I haven't quite decided what I want to do with the Citizens for Peace stuff yet. Mainly because, you know, it's not clear what effect it's going to have. They said that it's going to have lasting implications, but it wasn't immediately clear whether that was us or, you know, just in terms of rep for us and everything else, or whether that was going to be, you know, something else in game. And of course, if it's just for me and rep, then I will quite happily, you know, figure out some, you know, what I want in terms of loot. If it's in terms of what the lasting effect is on the game, I don't know. Like,
Shields offline.
I'm not quite convinced I want to do outlaw gameplay right now, so it's probably not going to be that. I'm also kind of, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure I want to be a genocidal maniac either. So yeah, there's that.
Quantum drive is now off.
I really haven't made my mind up as to which way I want to go. You know, because if I'm not gonna lie, if the reward for Citizens for Pyro is some of their gear and what they look like as well, and picking up their stuff, I'd rather shoot the freedom fighters, or the frontier fighters rather, kill them for their armor and take it. I don't want to be killing CFP guys because they don't have any good loot. But yeah. Noble Gamer forgoes his favourite loot for the game's future. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever been called Noble Tech. But you know, I'll take it. Like, let's go with that. Yeah. Do you know what? Sometimes this game still just takes my breath away. Do you know what I mean? It's just... That's cracking. Yeah, well, that's why I want to go and kill the Frontier Fighters, Edison, because there'll be lots of fools. So, yeah. You know? Let's come in nice and slowly. Because the last thing I want to do is die because I'm, you know, being a little bit overzealous with the throttle as I come into land. Do you know, I watch people do this all the time, right? And I'm like, yeah, I could do the whole streaming and gaming thing. And you know what? Then you try it, And it's not as easy as it looks. It's the whole, you know, kind of rubbing your tummy and patting your head at the same time. It's not it's not a natural state of affairs. I'm just trying not to die. Do you know what I mean? Oh, well, I mean, that's one way to stop.
Engines offline.
Nobody saw that, right? Nobody good. Nobody saw anything. That's what we like. See, this is the bit of the medical terrapin I don't like. I like the medical terrapin. The bit that I don't like is this bit. This door surely should just be auto, right? Why do I have to do that? Never mind. Oh. Well, that's going to make that fun to get back in, but I can do that jump. That's fine. Just going to clear my 6 here so that I don't get jumped by stuff. Nope, we're good. And I'm doing this at precisely the wrong angle, but let's give it a go anyway. This is the bit where I'm going to have to realise that I can't just, you know, lean forward and stare at the screen like an old dude, because, you know, I'm going to get that out of my way, because it's... I can't see shit! And I've just dropped my phone. Aren't there normally bad guys out here? See, when stuff like this happens, it kind of worries me, because I'm like, what am I walking into? What am I about to get punished for? Sorry, I'm pretty sure I could keep the same low level of skill I bring to SC even if I was streaming, says Tech. Mate, like, I feel you, right? This is not a fun experience. You know, it's okay when I muck up, because I just sit here and go, it's alright, nobody saw it. But now there's 30 of you who can all, like, hold it against me for the rest of my days. So, yeah. You know, it'll be fine, I am sure. Like that, see? Oh, God. See, sometimes I just can't hit anything. And then other times, I'm alright. I saw you. Good. Got half of them so far. I see you. Where are you going? It's a little bit weird. So alright, calm down, biggin. Jesus. He's there, isn't he? Shut up. No, he's not. He's moved. Or he's fallen down. Where did he go? I'm going to be tracking people all over the shop, aren't I, now? Well, that was a silly place to crouch. I'm just going to book it. Oh, I got there. Oh, and the rest of them are up top, where they weren't before, right? It's not a big issue, says Jojo. Well, thanks, bud. Isn't that a, Ooh. Wait, what? That looks more like a prison block thing, doesn't it? Am I being daft? Is that been there the whole time and I've just not paid attention to it? Because yeah, that almost looks like you could turn this into a cell block, right? Which would be quite cool. Or am I just Am I tripping? Yeah, it doesn't work well when I try and say like the phrases that are down with the kids. Maybe I should just stop. But yeah. So everyone else is upstairs. So I guess we go and loot what we want from down here first. And then we grab the rest of it from up top. Still no loot crates, unfortunately. Although I might have missed a couple coming up, admittedly, but I was too busy trying to not to die because, you know, I don't want the big kids on the stream to take the mick out of me. But yeah, it seems to be a lot of that. We did some of the remote asteroid bases a couple of days ago for the Friday Night Ops, which we do on the Discord. Links in the description below if you're interested. And yeah, we had a problem there with loot as well. It just didn't seem to be respawning. So the crates were there, but they were open, or they'd had the things taken off of them, and the stuff just wasn't coming back, which is kind of a shame, really, right? It's not an ideal situation to be in. I'm a little bit freaked out that on the corner of the screen over here, it's just gone black. Yeah, let's walk away from that at a high rate of speed, and then apologies. I know the looting stuff isn't the most fun you can have with your clothes on, but I just want to see if I can find any more of the scorched stuff. Poor security dude. I'll take an LH86 just in case. Something's not loaded because it's not letting me store that. No? Okay, fine, whatever. Hey, Star Citizen 4.0 in perfect working order, naturally. And anyone who says anything else clearly has eyes in their head, because they'd be right. So, oh, what we got? Oh, a couple of scorched compensators. Shebang. That'll do. So, in unrelated news, if anyone wants a couple of scorched compensators, I got some. Streamer server. I mean, hang on. Whoa, whoa. Look, Robert said if I send him some foot pics, he would sort me out. And so I did. So there. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful, right? I'm going to die here to something really stupid. You watch. Like not paying attention. Someone's going to come and gank me or whatever. Oh, come on. There you go. Got most of them up here, which is alright. Oh, another one. Lovely. How many foot picks? Well, I mean, how many feet have you got? Like, I'm going to feel like a real dick now if you come back and say one. But, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're right there, Jadomo. I think you hit the nail on the head, bud. I've been had. You know. But, yeah. And this is why I shouldn't stream games, right? Because we are how long into this, and I'm already talking feet pics and stuff. I am blathering, and I apologise profusely. Normally, I try to be a little bit more put together than this, but, you know, guys, I don't want to kind of ruin your Sunday. If this isn't fun for you guys, then let me know, and I will, you know, do something else that might be a little bit more enjoyable. I just, you know, thought we'd give it a go, see if it works. We've proved that it works. If you're not enjoying it, or you'd rather just kind of chat all things Star Citizen, then please let me know, and that is precisely what we can do. Entirely up to you guys. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't... Oh my good lord. How are they that far away? I mean, this nav mesh is just taking the piss, right? It's like, I get you're supposed to be able to, like, go travel distances, but holy moly. Like, they are blooming miles away. And you watch, I can't get up there, can I? They've definitely done some lighting work. I will say that. I don't know if you've noticed, there's like a beacon on top of like the major landing zones and stuff, and it does that. You get the lens flare from it, which is really cool. At distance. So it looks very, very different when it comes to, you know, traveling places on stations. They're not just little red dots anymore. The one I remember is when you go to New Babbage Spaceport and you're just running towards it, and or you know, you're traveling towards it on the train, and they're just red dots, and you just think, ugh, you could do something better with all the rest of the graphics. And actually, it was kind of really good, right? Now, because you've got that lens flare, I think they took it off for a while, but like that light there is how they all look, and it's a little bit more how lights would actually appear to people, not just, oh look, you know, a bunch of circled dots. Is he going to see me? I can't actually see what that is. Oh, and now you watch. There you go. I think what's saving me there is he's on a shotgun. Oh, I got bad guys closing in from everywhere. That's the other thing I've noticed. Has anyone noticed that sprinting cancels your reload? The only thing here is that I've got a I've only got an FS9. I could have probably done with a sniper rifle too, but it's fine. Sometimes I even surprise myself. That was kind of ninja. Okay, we'll come back and find this, people. But first, I don't want to go around this way. I don't want to open myself up to too many lines of fire at once. Can't wait till thermal optics? No, I bet. You got to give it to them. They're doing some good work out here, you know. Rude. Hey, great success. Okay. So the missions seem to be, given this is the second, this is 2 for 2 today. So given this the fact that this is the second one that I've tried today, and that they both seem to be working, that's kind of, although this bit doesn't seem to be playing as much, because he should have something on him, right? But yeah. I don't know where the other two guys fell down. This is I think this is the one problem, right? Is trying to find the dudes once you've killed them. Because it would be nice to have some more of those scorch bits, but yeah, it's not. I don't want them badly enough that I'm going to spend the whole time running around trying to find them. I also think that the game's doing a really good job at the minute of clearing stuff away. But here you go. Oh, okay. Good evening, amidships. Good to see you, bud. If you haven't already been across, head across to check out Amidships channel. If you're in any way an enthusiast of naval combat or anything similar, he does some great kind of narrative, immersive role-playing videos on that sort of stuff. So I would absolutely give him a look. He's great stuff. And hopefully, Amidships, we'll get to meet up in the next couple of weeks and have a beer. Because Amidships is in Portsmouth at the moment, so that'll be good. The game's lulling me into a false sense of security. Mate, always. Story of my life. Do you know what I mean? Just like, I'll be feeling like I'm doing really well, and then all of a sudden, it will just, you know, hit dead. And that'll be that. Do I want a BR2 shotgun? No, not really. But yeah. I think that's about it. So time to get back to the Terrapin. Let's test whether or not gravity works on I'll be alright, right? This will be fine. Yeah. I jumped and it was like, yeah, maybe I didn't want to do that. I love the gameplay stream. It's something different, said Jamie. That's great news. Did that lot arrive in a reinforcement ship, says Tech? Good question. I don't think so. I don't think that's in yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. I think likely there was some sort of combat with an exploded ship up there, and they went up to investigate it. I'm hoping, at least, that that's kind of where the game is right now. Also, I'm just saying, like, almost $800 million in, and this is what we get. Yeah. It's fine. It's a floating anti-gravity graph cart thing, fuel cart thing, majigger. See? Oh. See, top tier gameplay, this. Like, people need to just get a grip of themselves. Let me know if you come across the standard Artemex army in your travels. I have a feeling, Amidships, I'll have a much better chance of that in Pyro, which may well be where we're going now. However, I do want to stop off and get some ammo, because I do not have anywhere near like enough Kana ammo. So let's see now if I can get back in the ship. Hello. Open. Ba -ba -ba. Hey, Pro. See? Don't know what everyone's whinging about. It's fine. That, to be fair, was 100% my parking and no one else's fault. But yeah. Okay, let's go engines on. Let's see if I can back off and not hit the doodah. What's name? There we are.
Landing gear raised.
Let's get some altitude. Change to nav mode because I just want to do this, right? Just for a moment. Like, god damn. God damn, that's pretty. Yeah, love it. Right. Socially says, I've gotten around 10 suits the standard Artemex in Hurst and Bunkers. Yeah, I think the distribution centres are quite good for Artemex. Whether it's the... because there's two types. There's the Hurst and Security Artemex, which the security guys wear, and then there's the Artemex armour, which the bad guys wear inside. So yeah. Even the countdown is working fine, says Srek. Very surprising. Yeah, it seems to be doing all right. Guys, let me know, how's the stream looking for you guys at the minute in terms of quality? Is there stutters? Is there low frame rate? I mean, I'd never play this on very high anyway. My one bane on this is, at the moment, I think I have clouds set to crazy quality. Yeah, photo mode. So everything else is looking like that, right? And I'm sure someone's going to go, you don't want it like that because... But that's fine. On my iPad, looking great, says Stack. Thank you, Stack. I appreciate it. 5x5 says Sabbath. Good. Perfect. Well, I think we've solved the problem. And that I was not doing myself any favours, obviously, by throttling the upload thing from OBS, but that was obviously because I was on a copper connection before. So yeah, I think we've solved the problem, which is very, very exciting. And hopefully this will work now, so that when it comes to it, we can do some stuff, and maybe we can on stream have a couple of community games and people come and join and all that sort of stuff.
Drive is now off.
So yeah.
Drive is now off.
What do you mean, Pusser's Wi-Fi? A bit chips. You on board Pusser's Wi-Fi? Zavath, huge difference, mate. Huge difference. I was saying earlier on in the stream, 8.8 megabyte download rate pre-fiber. I'm now around 110. So, yeah. I have no idea what that means, Syriac, but I like it. On board indeed. Prince of Wales. Fantastic. And also, it wasn't like that in my day. We didn't have Wi-Fi. We had one computer on the satellite version of dial-up, where we had to take our emails on a floppy disk. Yes, a floppy disk. And upload it to the work computer because there was only one email with outside internet capability. Oh, sorry, only one PC with outside internet capability. And then towards the end, our work computers had it. But Wi-Fi, behave. Guys, come on. Do you know what I mean? Come on.
Shields online.
That's the only thing I don't like about this. It's one of the things that like people say about it being arcadey, and I understand that because, you know, all of my thrusters and all that sort of stuff, my retro thrusters can't slow me down enough from, you know, to stop me snooping into stuff. But if I change out of nav mode, I'm instantly down to maximum SCM speed. And it's kind of, yeah. Seven says, I upload tons of 4K footage. What took 4 days on cable now takes 90 minutes to upload with fibre. Mate, that's great to hear. And really, I uploaded a video, so that's the other thing I should have said earlier. There's a video to come at the end of the stream. I have a video ready to go, and I couldn't get it out before today, so I thought, what better way to do that than introduce that to you guys during the stream and finish with that. So the stream will finish, and what I'll do is I'll probably post a link. I know you can normally bounce onto it, but I've tried something similar before, and what's happened is it's not notified people, so the video tanked. So I'm going to link it in the chat before we go. I'm going to put it live. It's not there yet. I'm going to put it live. We can all have a watch of that, which will be very cool. Or, you know, you guys can or whatever. Because if I do the instant premiere, it seems to screw with people's notifications and they don't get it. So it's fleet builder, it's base building, it's looking at 3 types of fleets for bases and what might base building fleets look like. 1 for 5 players, 1 for 10 players, and then 1 org level, which is crazy huge. So stick around for that, and I'll link it at the end of the stream. I'd massively appreciate it if you could watch and provide feedback, or just enjoy whatever it is you'd like to do. But that will be coming shortly at the end of the stream, so we'll say in about 50 minutes at 11 o'clock. So yeah, it'll be really good for you guys to be able to watch that too. Right, so I've got some food and drink. I'm going to keep some medical stuff on me. I'm going to keep the FS9 mags, those. Don't need that. What else do I need? Let's get rid of everything else, shall we? Pretty much. I might keep the knife. Knife might be useful. Knife doesn't fit in there, no? Okay, knife's going in there then. Fine, whatever. Oh, it's 2 of them. Great. So there we go. Yeah. Let's stick with that. I feel like that's not a bad loadout, and then we can give a go anywhere else. Well, I mean, I just did it there, Edison, and I crashed from about 500 meters per second to 200 meters per second in the blink of an eye. So, you know, I'm only going by what I just saw on the screen. Right, let's go and grab some ammo and stuff. But it seems to be, at the moment, this is, obviously the hotfix went to live. They amalgamated the branches, I think, over the weekend. They certainly seem to be on the same build number for quite some time. And people were logging in as hotfix, but seeing people in live. So it seems to be the same build, if they've not merged it yet. But yeah, they've certainly fixed a few things, but now, time to face our most dreaded enemy. The deadliest thing in Star Citizen. And you all know what I'm talking about, don't you? Because, you know, scary as FC UK. Right. Just before we go any further, I'm feeling a little bit dehydrated, so I'm going to fill myself full of alcohol. And YouTube can suck it. Because this isn't monetized anyway, so no. I say. So, let's have a look. We have personal weapons, attachments. Card and rifle battery. Let's do that one. Bye. Okay. Okay, this place has got a really weird, I think, for the personal, the equipment terminals are down here. Just like, woo! Looty loots. Okay, so I think that's the... Let's keep that on. We'll take another one of those. Just in case. And I think that's it. I mean, I do have a P6LR that I picked up in here earlier, I think. But I don't really want to take that, so that's fine. Yes, Cam. Welcome in, by the way. Good to see you, buddy. Mate, I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased that we can finally, it doesn't just have to be me as a talking head, that we can actually see some gameplay and do some stuff on stream as well. So that's going to be quite good fun, because it also means that maybe at future times there's a group, those that are in the DGP community, we can do this on stream with people. And also having gameplay, I feel, makes it more likely that I'll be able to stream for longer or more regularly, and go across to Twitch. Oh, Zaveth says, by the way, I'm in a huge 2x FPS boost to my OC. I enabled XMP. I couldn't do that before because it would blue screen. Well, I mean, that's great. Hot tub stream when? On the 7th of Never, Edison, is when that's happening. On the 7th of Never, my friend. Yeah, hot tub streams, just not so much. Ah, did they put my... Did it store my terrapin? That's rude.
Welcome to the ASOP
It's in my hangar, it
vehicle
shouldn't be
retrieval
stored.
system.
But
If
fine,
your
whatever.
vehicle has been to, please visit us again. Goodbye.
So yeah, so maybe we can extend the stream or stream more regularly, because it's a lot easier than just 2 hours of talking heads. There is, not that you guys care so much, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but not that it bothers you guys, but you know, there's a lot of kind of time you put in, you have topics that you want to go through, you do your research, you look at things, you go and test specific things in the game or whatever, to be able to talk for 2 hours. The idea of adding just an hour is like, that's a lot of extra work, potentially, to do much more, which is why I only stream for 2 hours a week, and I do that on Sunday, because I find it's actually, you know, it gets me in the habit for working and stuff, because I'll crack a bunch of stuff out, you know, in terms of work for this, and then I would, you know, do whatever I needed to do for tomorrow for work, and be ready to go. The big challenge that I've got, now that I've got everything working, guys, I thought that this would be a really, really opportune moment to go and install a brand new NVMe, shut up Dell, and start again on the computer. Because why not? because everything is still at the moment on starter SSDs. So hopefully that will bring its own massive kind of classical, significant increase of performance and all that sort of stuff. I'm hoping. I said classical because I read Can's comment as I was talking, and my brain just went, "You want to use this word now?" And I didn't, but my brain decided I did, which was nice of it. Okay. Let's crack some engines on. Just check our engines. Yep, we're on. I could have moved the camera, but it's far cooler watching the animation. Okay, we're clear. It's pretty, right? Can you remember that? Going back a while, how that used to look and how it looks now. I mean, that's quite... I'm a little bit worried because my frames I'm seeing are fine, but it looks like it's beginning to struggle on the stream a bit. I don't know whether that's just because I'm watching on the stream or because I've got it on photo mode and it's kicking the snot out of the stream. I don't know. But, you know. Don't ask, mate. Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm sure he won't mind me saying, but Don't Ask is a friend all the way back from school. So yeah, really good to have you, buddy. Talking. Yeah, no, it's obviously the PC, Edison. What I'm saying is I don't know whether you're seeing it on the stream or whether it's just the playback window on YouTube that I'm seeing it in. It's not that it's, you know, I know you'll jump at any opportunity to give my PC a kicking, but, you know, I'm trying to figure out whether it's just the playback on there or whether you guys are seeing it on your end as well. So yes, let's have a look. What have we got going on at the minute? So yeah, I guess we'll do a little bit of show and tell for Don't Ask, because this is Star Citizen, and I think this is the first time you've seen this. So we'll give this one a go as well. So this is Star Citizen. I'm in a Terrapin Medic at the minute, which is a medical ship flying away from Seraphim Station. And the game is all about incredibly cool spaceships and no loading screens. So we could, if we wanted to, travel down to Horizon right now. We could see, we could go to the floating city, which is very much like it is in Star Wars, have a walk around, but we'll go and do a mission instead. And head over to the moon of Yella, and go down to an outpost and see how that goes. Mate, it does a really good job by itself of making itself look epic. You get bits like that, and you know, bear in mind that it is still very much a work in progress. But things like this, right? So you've got the asteroid ring around the planet. It is so cool, and what I like, one of the things I like about this game the most is this is like Google Earth, right? So there's no terrain popping as you fly in. It's not showing you anything that isn't there. So if you identify something from here and fly down to it manually, it will be there when you get there. As I say that, a little bit pops, but generally speaking, it changes shape, but there'll be something there. So if we can see a hill or a mountain from here, it will be there when we land there. It's very cool. But at the moment, we're going to go and just jump to... Oh, you're not going to let me align to that, no? No, there is a single player, which is definitely worth going to look at, which is Squadron 42. It's out in 2026. I would put in Squadron 42 gameplay reveal. It's over an hour, but it is live. We watched it live. There were some bugs, so they redid it and put it on their YouTube channel. But I would 100% go and have a look at that because it has some of the most incredible actors that have done full motion capture for it. So have a look. Well worth a look. Yeah, and if you want to stick around for a little bit, I'm just about to do a bunker mission, so I'm going to go and do some FPS combat and show how you go from being in station and being in space and transiting around to on the ground shooting people and underground in a facility without, you know, without ever loading, without ever changing loading screens and whatever else. It's all one universe. It's huge. That's what I mean by switching to nav mode, is how quickly that slowed down. I'm going to do that back again. But yeah, Hellwinter, good to see you, bud. How are you doing? You alright? Zava, thank you for the heads up. Pleased with that. And thank you, Del. That's kind of you, my friend. But just coming in, the ships are really high fidelity, so I'll show you what I mean in a second. But we'll come in. Go to nav mode. Oh, sorry, to SCM mode. So shields and weapons are now active. Go into VTOL mode. And I'm going to put the gear down. Which changes, like, almost the entire profile of the ship. Hey, Redboxer. Good to see you, man. We get the compression and the bounce as she lands. We get out, and then this is what the interior of the ship looks like. So you actually move around. There's a medical bed and like the surgery area. Rude! Shooting at my ship. Ouch, 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 ouch. Was hoping the shields would give a bit more. Wow. Kind of getting chopped to pieces here. The clipping's not great. There's someone in there, because a load of these guys have died, right? Let's go to Kana instead. Very quickly, let's go and whack some Kana mags on me, because otherwise I'm going to get outgunned here really quick. I know I can just click them, but I like the mandrolic stuff. I'm quite sure I don't know what you're talking about. Don't ask. Yeah. Yeah, so someone's in there, right? If that happened like that. Or they just didn't spawn in inside. But let's go find out. My guy, you need a scope. I have them, funnily enough. That's not what I wanted to do. No, there's that. Hello. Okay. I'll take one of those. Fine. Okay, I'm going to go check inside. Yeah, the Terrapin's absolutely gorgeous. It really is a pretty looking ship. I shouldn't do this because I've got my back to where, if there is someone here, I've got my back to him. So I'm just going to get, you know, dinked if he decides to come out. But let's find out. Unless just nobody spawned down here, potentially. Let's find out. Love the way like the snow starts to speckle the armor and that sort of stuff. It's very cool. Oh, no one spawned down here because these are friendly security guys. Hi. Oh, winner. Okay. Oh, and there's loot, so that's a win. Yeah. Don't ask if the I won't call you by your name unless you're happy for me to do so. But like, there's so much here already. Don't get me wrong, it's a buggy mess, right? We're having a lucky day with it today. So far, touch wood, because they'll hear me. But there is a lot wrong with it. I don't want to oversell it, because CIG do a lot of that themselves. The developers, they make it out like it's this huge thing and it all works and everything's reliable all the time, and it's not. That is not the case. However, there is enough here to keep a lot of us, as you can see by the channel, kind of interested and enjoying it. And wait, did they did they get wiped out by the security? Is that what happened? The security just went John Wick and killed them all? Is that... No, surely not. They just got absolutely hammered. Bless them. Yeah. It really is. It's a pretty game. Yeah, they did. They got absolutely... Oh no, there's some Crusader security guys down here as well. Yeah, so there are security NPCs here as well. So these guys are security. These guys are obviously workers. This guy here, security. These guys are what they call Ninetails. So it's one of the pirate gangs here. So yeah, we're just gonna, steal their stuff, because that's what games are all about. Just gonna see if there's any worthwhile loot on these guys. Yeah, loot is interesting. The security NPCs were on point. They massacred them. Although this may well be left over from a previous mission as well. But there are no more security. I think they spawned in like 4 security guards for every Ninetails, and they just got absolutely railed. They got their poop pushed in, worryingly. But yeah, we're just looking for loot containers as I run around. Not seeing that much, unfortunately. So let's check these guys. No, we're good. What about you? He's got some stuff. Oh. One of the things I might want to do is what underbarrel attachments have they got on their guns? Because sometimes they have underbarrel attachments, and that's the only thing I don't have at the minute. Yeah, more security guys. You can tell, because he's got security written on his top. See? Loot Goblin mode activated. Guys, you know that's where I'm at. I have always and will forever be a Loot Goblin. We know this. So yeah. These guys don't seem to have as much. What's quite fun is the pirates in Pyro seem to have a lot more by way of variety of weapons and different. So I mean, some of it's weird. Like I've seen 4 times ACOG scopes on shotguns, and I feel like that's just being a little bit optimistic. But yeah, some of it's very cool. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, the best part here, don't ask, if I'm being honest, is one of the most incredible parts of this game is going through the jump gate through to Pyro, which is, yeah. In the supermarket, looting the dead, not so much. In games, yeah, it's fine. Yes, yeah. You can choose precisely which air you want to surgically remove with the dead rid shotgun. Yeah, it's kind of weird. What version of the game are you playing now? So this is Star Citizen. Squadron 42 doesn't have a playable version. It's also not available for sale yet. It was. They took it off some time ago. But this is Star Citizen, the alpha. There was going to be a free fly. But the game's so buggy at the minute with the patch that they just released that this is now that they cancelled it. I think the coolest thing about this, aside from all the landing gear and all the movable panels and all that sort of stuff, is that they've just implemented something called server meshing, static server meshing. And what this does is, rather than playing on a server and then if you want to go on play on another server, you log into that server, you quit the game, you change over. This is a mesh of servers. So there are 9 servers, we think, running each instance. And you can cross between servers. You don't even know that you're doing it. They're just allocated areas of the game. And you can shoot someone on another server and they can shoot back at you in real time. You can interact with them, you can see them, you can chat with them. And it's all seamless. And this tech that doesn't exist inside of games at the moment, other than this one. And that's why they're having so many problems at the minute, because there are so many back-end services that are going, wait, this isn't working quite as I expected, and it's not playing. So what we could do while we're talking, why don't we do this? I kind of really want to show you this while you're here, because this is incredible. So we're going to do something now called going to quantum. Okay, we did a quantum, like basically a small quantum jump, but this is quantum on a big scale. Hey, Stuff, good to see you, bud. Welcome in. Yeah, basically, so this is one of the jumps that you got. So it's not, I don't know if it is quite faster than light. I don't think it is. Someone did the math, basically, because that's, you know, meters basically down there. But yeah, it's something like that. And as you fly, you know, you can kind of inspect your ship and have a look around and see what it's doing. Yeah, still below faster than light. But yeah, it's basically called quantum. It's a separate fuel type that you fly around on. But what we're going to do is we're going to do something, use something called a jump drive. And this is well worth looking at. What's really cool is, as this is doing this, I can now do whatever I want. So there's no, you know, the ship will continue flying until I get there, and then it will just stop. But I'm just going to take my helmet off quickly, because I need to eat for a bit. That was my very poor attempt at making my face. I basically randomized it, and that turned up, and I was like, oh, okay, that'll do. So let's eat very quickly. Lovely. Nom 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 nom. Perfect. Grand. Yeah. And now Badger's going to glitch through the floor of me. Well, the good news is the Alt-H stuff, it stays on you. It just, yeah. We'll be fine. So quantum is for in-system travel. Yes, there's going to be. At the moment, quantum travel is the fast travel. Normal cruise or hydrogen travel is the normal one. They're introducing something called quantum boost, which will allow us to go short distances somewhere in between the two speeds. There we go. Helmet back on now. So yeah, you can see with the helmet on, you've got like the visor display at the top, so you've got bearings and stuff like that, though quite how they get compass bearings in space is beyond me. So yeah, you can do all that sort of stuff. What we're going to do is go something to called, it's the the Stanton to Pyro jump gate. And it's the connection between systems. This is brand new as of the end of last year, literally like 5 days before Christmas. This is this. So yeah, it's gonna be good fun. North points to Santa's headquarters. That's still a thing. What's cool about the jump gate is, again, it's all live in the game, so you don't just jump. There's no animation. You fly it. You have to navigate, and there are eddies and whirlpools. And one thing's 5 days before Xmas, it was brand new. Well, yeah, yes, quite, John, but in terms of Star Citizen and our speeds, it is 100% brand new. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to bring the music back in. And there's a reason that I'm doing that. Is that the music when you go to the jump gate, when they first showed us this, there was a piece of music that they played that we hadn't heard before, or since, really. They have they incorporated it into the game, and the game's music is reactive. So if you get into combat, the game subtly changes. Like this. So it's timed to appear like that. Which is quite cool. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm hoping this is gonna work, because if not, we're gonna be in a bug ship. It works. So those lines are HUD lines, but that down there is the jump gate. Okay, so if we zoom in a little bit, that's the start of the jump gate. There's a whole lot of other apparatus that's up there. Oh, I didn't put the full speed thing on, did I? Silly me. Derp. So yeah. Like, this is incredible. The first time I made this jump, yeah. This is, yeah, just this alone made the wait kind of worth it. So I'm just going to reduce speed as we come down the tunnel. So someone's either coming through or jumping. So that's what it looks like. We didn't do that, they did. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to reduce speed all the way, and I'm going to show what it looks like when we do it. But you can see here, if I zoom in and look at its security issues. Okay, I'm going to reduce speed massively now. So that's the drift. That's the whole. So I kind of want that to close, and then we'll do it. Because if we get too close, we'll get pulled in. Yeah, the specs are quite high. Like, worryingly so, actually. But I want to see if that closes. I guess we don't have to. I guess we can just go in, right?
Shields offline.
Yeah, it eats a lot. Hey, Jotcop. It has, yeah, and so has the stream, apparently. This is kind of... There you go. Yes! So we're going to do this. So now we align. You should start to see power glitches around, like, the consoles and stuff. This is so fucking cool. So we fire a pulse of quantum energy which opens the wormhole. This is my happy face. So we are actually flying this. If you spack it, you will exit the wormhole at a random point in the pyro system or back here in the Stanton system if you don't make it far enough. So you've gotta achieve it, basically. Oh, like that. Don't do that, basically. That's me trying to show off. This is just so cool. And then the music changes because you're about to jump out. It's struggling a bit. Come on. And that is Jock. I've got to say that, yeah, we've waited for so long to be able to see that, and that is just effing incredible. I'm just going to get us moving away from the jump gate while we're doing this. But welcome to Pyro. So this is a different system. So if I go to the star map, you can see now we're at the Stanton Gateway. We're at a different point in the system. So Pyro here, Stanton here. Yeah, completely. Yeah, the less we talk about that, the better, I think, mate. But yeah, just an incredible, incredible experience. And we'll head potentially to, I don't know, where should we go? So I'm gonna give you, I haven't been to Pyro 1 yet. Maybe we go to Pyro 1? Pyro 1. Let's do that. Jump. Jump. There we go. Quick, jump him. No, don't jump him. No, no, no. That's not what we agreed. So this is 60 gigamooses. John, I'm in the best ship for combat. No one can fight me. Terrapin medic. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Yeah, so the music being reactive like that is just so cool. Oh yeah, Edison, if you'd like to, mate, you'd be more than welcome, my friend. Genius music in Star Citizen. Yeah, so it's done by a guy, and I'm going to butcher his name, by Pedro Camacho. Just incredible. Just incredible. So, excuse me while I partake of the... I was kidding with the pinky, by the way. Just a top up, because I'm almost empty. And nobody likes being empty when they're playing. That was... yeah. There you but they're just like the ships. The detail on the ships is incredible. You know, and this is a one-player medical ship. If you go and look at something like Polaris, is a 16-player capital ship. It has a hangar, it has a vehicle and cargo bay, it fires torpedoes that are basically almost as long as this ship. It's crazy. And everything is rendered. You're going to have to take food and fuel with you, and supplies and drink and all that sort of stuff. There's so much detail here. It's remarkable. It's just remarkable. Hey, Shadow. Welcome in. Good to see you, bud. Welcome to your system. This is where you live, is it? Well, I'm glad I could join you, finally. Yeah, no, so we got people from all over, mate. UK, we've got people from Australia, New Zealand. I've seen someone from Spain on the chat. There's someone working out in Saudi Arabia watches. So you are among friends. But yeah, we got people from all over. So to play this game, I need to build a complete new PC pretty much and then buy the game. Yes. However, when it comes to the game, might be able to have it. Hello from Germany. Good to see you, Shadow. Greetings. Yeah, multinational, absolutely. Oh, and there's someone from Wales as well. You know the one from Wales because he's talking about sheep all the time. Vox Magna, good to see you. Welcome in. Yeah, so it's all cool. I'm really excited, and I'm not used to doing streams like this because I've only just literally 2 days ago put in a full fibre internet connection. I didn't do it, obviously, but this is the first time I've ever been able to stream this at anything like this sort of quality. So my camera might be a little bit I might be able to do something about that because I might be able to drop the stream quality or the quality slightly on the camera, which will hopefully increase the smoothness of it. But yes, that's all good. Yeah, Mornstar's got it correct. Don't ask. It needs a lot of time to become stable. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of gameplay loops that aren't here. But at the moment, we have mining and salvage. We have cargo hauling, and we have a couple of other bits as well. What else have we got? Obviously, ship-to-ship combat, FPS combat, healing, and we're about to get resource networks and engineering, which is resource networks is this stuff down here. So every ship has a power plant and coolers and relays and weapon systems and radars and engines and all that sort of stuff. They're all linked together, and if you take damage in certain areas, you'll have to go and repair that to get the ship back up and running again. You can control power, so you can take power away from shields to give it to engines or whatever. So there's a lot added, and when you look at what's coming, things like data running, exploration, more than just the go to a new place, fly around, see what's there, which is what we're going to do now. It's incredible. It really is. When this game gets stable and gets most of that content in, I'm going to live in this game, I think. It's awesome. It really is awesome. Everything we wished that people were doing with multiplayer games, in terms of making them more involved, more than just, to run up and heal someone, hold F. Like, even now, you saw me injecting myself with a med gun, but if I take a tear injury on part of my body, I've got to then switch it to advanced mode, analyze myself, give myself the right level of medication, and then you give yourself something called Resurger, which reduces your blood drug level. And like, there's all sorts of management stuff that goes on in here, but effectively what it looks like they want to do is mining will be a complete game in and of itself, salvage will be a complete game in and of itself, and of course they're never going to get quite there because it's one big game that they're developing. But I mean, it's hard sometimes to remember through all the bugs just what it is we're playing and what it is we're enjoying and what's happening. And actually, you can kind of see it appearing in front of us, the planet. There's a dot there now. I've never been to Pyro 1, so we're going to explore the... We're going to explore this together. I've never been here.
Quantum drive is now off.
Fucking cool is that? Sorry, my language. But seriously, yeah. So one of the things at the game at the moment is that in Stanton, which is the system we've come from, there's a legal system. So you can commit crimes, you get crime stat, you get enough of that, players will hunt you down. You'll be attacked by stations and by neutral forces. And if you get caught, you actually get put in prison. In Pyro, there is no such thing. So player versus player combat here is rife, so we need to be a little bit careful. So what I'm going to do is, rather than finding a location and flying down to it using the quantum, I'm literally just going to put everything into the engines and go down manually. Because then you don't have to worry about, you know, getting ganked, basically. Murder hobos are rampant, says Matthew, and he's not wrong. So that's what we're going to come. Can you become a pirate? 100%. You don't quite have the peg leg or the cutlass yet, or any sort of skull and crossbones, unless you've got one of the pirate skin ships. But yes, you can 100%. But one of the other things that you have on this is the cloud is real and has effect and all that stuff. Yeah. Badges, could you send me a party invite or accept mine? Sorry, Edison, I didn't see that at all. I shall... why can't I? Cons. I'll send you one, mate. There you are, bud. You're good. Yeah. So again, planets are fully formed, find something you want to fly to, and then, you know, like this area here, it'll stay looking like that until we get there. Kind of, it's going to get a lot better. So there's going to be, at the moment, you can kind of hang in the air as much as you want when you're in atmosphere. Oh, interesting. There you go. We're now in atmosphere. There you go. We're entering the atmosphere. I'm going to reduce speed because we are very close now to the planet surface. And at the moment, things are quite bare, right? There's not a lot around to go and do. However, having said that, you know, you can see what it is that they're planning to do and how good it looks and how it's all, you know, how it's all kind of coming together.
Shields online.
Not at the moment. Don't ask. There's no kind of. It's not that limited. You can basically back out through the atmosphere should you so desire. The music is so atmospheric. It's incredible. Storm, rain, cloud, winds, yeah, 100%. All of that's coming in. There's dynamic weather, so the game will figure out, like, when it needs to rain and all that sort of stuff. So this is Pyro 1. I forget what it's called. Does anyone remember? And yeah, I'm doing the the thruster thing manually just because it looks good. Looks great on the video. But yeah. It is a real nice VTOL animation, you're right. And then what we'll do is we'll do that for a second. So, we'll come up to something like this. And we'll do animate. This is the first time. Polaris incoming. Nice, Edison. Thank you. That'll be great to show people. And then that'll be that. And then for those that haven't heard, there will be a video at the end of this. I'll put the link out. It will go live. And if you want to go watch that, it'll be great. But it talks all about fleets for base building. Shut the engines down.
Offline.
And then we go and have a walk. And Edison will shortly turn up. In a Polaris. How long do you reckon to get here, Edison? Turtle soup, 100%. Oh, it's a backpack reload. This is very cool. Yeah, it's gorgeous, and like all of the ships have different things like that, and the size of them is incredible. Maybe we'll do that on the next stream. Maybe I'll have a look at find us some bacon and eggs. I don't think there is bacon and eggs on Pyro 1, mate. It's so there are outposts. There are some derelict outposts. The thing is, they are so rare, and this planet is actually huge, and this is a small planet. Like I'm so excited to show you this, dude. It's just what is here so far is incredible, and we get used to it because we've been playing it forever, right? The game's been in development now since 2012. Well, it was announced in 2012. It was in development since 2011. Pre-production 2010. It's been a long time, but oh my god, is that you in your Polaris, Edison? Yeah, it is. So Edison, can you boys open the hangar? I'll come land in. Yes, they can if they damage the door enough to get it open. They can't just come and open the door. So this is a Polaris. If you guys just stay stationary, I'll fly around to show Doug. So, hang on. This is the size of my ship. And this is the size of theirs. Just to give you an idea, that is a Polaris class corvette. It's the smallest of the combat capital ships, basically, give or take. Yeah, right? So if the boys open the hangar doors for me, we can actually go and land in this thing. There you go, I think that's the hangar doors opening now. I just heard something go. There you go. So we can now go land in the hangar. There you go. I'm in, boys, thank you. Is that going to fit? Just. Practically no vertical clearance. Holy cow. Okay, engine's off, I'm out. And so yeah, basically, don't let that turtle in. He's been a bad badger, says Mornstar. I have, but nobody saw me, so you can't prove anything. So this is the hangar internally. But what we'll do now is we'll close the hangar doors. So the doors will start to close now. You see there, start to come over the top. Hey Edison, good to see you, bud. I'm just going to take people on a little tour, just have a look around. So we have their sick bay with medical beds either side. I'll take you down to engineering. You might like that. So this is the rear turret, or rear lift, sorry. Turret, lift, whichever one it is. I think that's the lift down into engineering, but this is the engineering bay. With the reactor in water. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So this is the top deck. You got docking collars either side. The other side there is a brig with prison cells. So some escape pods. Escape pods aren't functioning yet. There's no functionality for them. This is the base for them. So we got the cells either side, complete with the ability to pass food down. So you can pass food through, and then they can open it the other side. Yeah, these ships are incredible. And then Edison, if you just want to take us to the closest station, that would be grand. We have through here. I might get knocked over. So at the moment, not really anyone. But you will be able to at a point. I think you can play chess. Yeah, you can play chess. So that's the mess hall. We have on the other side crew quarters. So you got 2-man cabins, toilets and such. And if you don't take a shower often enough, then NPCs will refuse to deal with you or will act disfavorably towards you because you smell. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We've got turrets as well, so you can jump in the turrets. Just gonna go man your top port turret, Edison. Yeah, so the plan is you will be able to put NPCs in there. Whether you'll be able to put players in there remains to be seen. But so that's the Polaris there. Gorgeous looking ship. And that's us. Power on. There we go. The frame rate starts to struggle, but yep, that's that. Thank you for SCM mode, Edison. I'm out now. Yeah, it's incredibly involved. There's going to be bounty hunting, all sorts of... so not so much at the moment. It's going to be... There will be factions in it, but not quite like that. We've got... armories, so you can keep your weapons in here. And the whole thing is that there's an idea of persistence in this. So the idea is if you go to a planet, say, with a coffee mug, you drink your coffee, and you drop the mug, if you go back 3 months later, the mug will still be there. In theory. Whether that's going to work in practice. Lots of escape pods, just in case we need to get out. And welcome to the bridge. So Edison's flying. You've got co-pilot seat, captain seat. You've got seats for different turrets and remote turrets and all that sort of stuff. I believe they did, don't matter. I believe that's been done now. There you go. Yeah, orgs. So, like a guild. An org is a guild for players. Which is very, very cool. So, yeah. I mean, object persistence will be a thing. It's the level to which it's what objects persist and what don't persist, right? So like hulls of ships will probably persist because that'll be the idea of salvages. Maybe there'll be a time limit on that. Will every magazine persist? No, because it'll be crazy. The game just won't be able to handle that many entities. But this is the whole point of server meshing, is that the more servers you have, the more entities each server can deal with. That's the power of server meshing. That's what it's trying to build up to. Yeah. So that's that. Right. Very quickly, whilst you are here, I'm just going to do something for you all. Bear with me just a moment. Okay. So let's grab that. Let's grab everything else. Okay. Visibility, public. Everyone can see it. Publish. Okay, new video is now out. I'm going to post it in the chat for you, and then I'm going to bring the stream to a close. But thank you ever so much for being here. It was really good getting you all in, being able to test this stream, being able to test playing the game live on stream. That's worked really well. Thank you to Edison for coming and rescuing me in his Polaris, and to all of you for watching. For the new chatters, it's been great to see you. For the returning guys, it's always a pleasure. You know you can always find me on Discord if you want to chat or just talk about everything else. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and bear with me a second. I'm frantically now trying to get the right piece of music, because you know how this ends, right? Don't you? It ends like this. You've been watching Drinkers with Gaming Problems. Thank you very much for stopping by. See you soon.